Hello YouTube land, my name is Kestelkaden and today we're going to be playing some Path of Exile. I'm going to be showcasing a Volatile Dead Necromancer. You might be asking yourself though, I thought Spirit Offering was nerfed. It was. This is actually using Spellslinger, and man is it ever tanky. It's max block, has a ton of endurance charges via the Enduring Cry, and then Rallying Cry lasts for 21 seconds, mixed in with a lot of War Cry cluster jewel stacking, mixed in with a whole bunch of other stuff. It can be pretty nutty. So just to go over some of my links, we have Spellslinger mixed in with Volatile Dead, Detonate Dead, Spell Cascade, Inspiration, and Concentrated Effect. These aren't even fully leveled or qualityed up, and I'm able to do up to wave 19 on Simulacrum. Wave 20 is doable, but it's a little tanky, so I need to work on my damage, and that's going to come with a couple of extra upgrades. I'm level 92 and almost at 9600 energy shield. It's kind of nutty. So these aren't even the double effect damage rings. It's a single one each, so these could easily be upgraded for an extra boost in damage. This was self-crafted, luckily. It is pretty good. Spell Cascade, Spell Slinger, Desecrate in there, so that is what allows you to pop your stuff. Now I also had again Detonate Dead just because it does a decent amount of damage. Plus, again, I was following a guide, and that will be included down below along with my Path of Building, along with the original author's Path of Building, just so you can compare. Going back, this is Herald of Ash, Blood Magic, Enlighten, and Discipline. Now, I could go for Enlighten 4, but realistically, I don't need to. So, whatever. Frenzy Charge, Barrage Support, which is why I can shoot as many Frenzy Charges as I can, and create as many balls as I can. Inspiration Support, which is why we're getting Inspiration Charges, and when that happens, Volatile Dead damage increases. Enduring Cry, Rallying Cry, Second Wind, and Dash. Now, I've been farming a lot of low level, so this is why I'm actually using Dash. However, if I was farming a lot of high level, normally, I'd switch over to Shield Charge and Fortify. I just don't feel like doing it right now, just because having to do the Jeweler method to fix that, it's kind of annoying. Anyway, last one. This wand can definitely be upgraded. Tempest Shield, Wave of Conviction, and Bone Offering. As you can see, the crafted modifier on that is trigger a socket a spell when you use a skill. So whenever I use this, it'll trigger one of those skills. And as you can see, I have my Bone Offering as well as Tempest Shield, and a lot of the times the Wave of Conviction goes off. This one can definitely be upgraded. So anyways, I'm just going to go over just a random map. And kind of what you'd expect from it, basically. Now, as I said, I've done most of Simulacrum. Wave 20 is a little bit annoying. Oh, right. As you guys can tell, I am not using Arcane Vision. I know. But I don't really need to, although realistically, probably, if I was doing Shield Charge Fortify, I wouldn't need this, and I would just stick in Arcane Vision. Next couple levels, we have Arcane Heroism, which increases boss DPS even more, which is going to be fancy. Anyway, so basically what you're going to be doing with these two buffs is rotating. If you need a lot of extra regen, Enduring Cry is your primary focus. Rallying Cry lasts 21 seconds, so you don't really have to, or 20, yeah, basically 20.8 seconds, so you don't have to worry about it. During the 1.73 seconds of this, you get about 1800 life regen, or energy shield regen, which is really nice. Thank you, Random Chaos. I've not really felt the need to worry about enduring Rallying Cry charges. However, I could definitely appreciate how tanky I get with those on. Ooh, that's a 2 passive. I'll take. Might as well just get this started. Just gonna start the Blight encounter. So you will probably be able to have a good idea of what to expect in a Blight. As you can see, all my buffs are at the top. I still have about 10 seconds on the Rallying Cry, so I'll have to cast it now. But again, by that point, I already have my next buff already up, so I can just keep rotating. 13 seconds for my next Rallying Cry. and rotating. Now, the reason why we're doing Rallying Cry is also because of the amount of double damage percentage that we get from it, as well as just everything else. I mean, that and I mean Rallying Cry is just really, really nice. We'll go over that after this map. I'm not really paying attention where everything is coming from, to be honest. I'm just kind of shooting blindly, and no towers, no nothing. It's just kind of easy. Just gonna go grab all the chests. Now, the one thing that I will mention... Oh, actually, we're not even done yet. Whoops. Bye. Are we still not done? No, we're not. Okay, there we go. I was wondering, is there just one monster hidden behind a wall? Regardless, so I wasn't in any real danger there. And with 9.6k energy shield, a ton of tankiness, max block, a great amount of regen, and a whole bunch of other stuff, it's understandable that I don't have to worry about things all that much. Not to mention some spell leech everywhere. Yeah. Alright, so let's just actually just continue on. Might as well get that extra div card if at all possible. The downside with playing any Volatile Dead build, as many people will tell you if you haven't actually played a Volatile Dead build, is the fact that it is laggy. This is definitely no exception to that rule, unfortunately. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the 3 because the fog's about to dissipate, I think. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm thrown off by the Blight, so maybe not. Yeah, no. I didn't think I would have been able to make it. I was close, but not quite. Might as well just wait for everything to drop and pick things up. Simulacrum. That is a decent amount of stacked decks. Plus a double unveil. Cool. Now, the reason why we use shield charge with Fortify rather than shield charge faster attacks is, first off, Fortify, more defensiveness, it's great. And the fact that shield charge with the fact that we're using Necromancer base, with, I think it's what, Grave Pact is the Ascendancy choice? I could double check afterwards. With that, it becomes a really fast ability, seeing as the more things that you desecrate, which happens as many times as you hold down your button, the faster your shield charge gets for an X amount of time, right? And it's a really fast ability. The reason why I'm doing this is because otherwise I would need another slot just for like a flame dash or something, or a dash as well. And seeing as I've been just kind of farming, tra-la-la-la-la, doing whatever, I haven't really felt the need to. Although best in slot would probably again be shield charge with plus Fortify with enduring, but then you'll have to monitor your charges because you won't be doubled up due to second step. Or second wind, sorry. And I kind of like that quality of life from second wind when attached onto my cries plus dash. So here's a showcase of damage versus Badger. As well as maybe some tankiness from that. So I've already finished this phase. I'm just waiting for him to do his slam. We're going after Leontra. We have to wait for her. I'll take a couple of hits so you can kind of see what to expect. So I'm going to go over here. And we're back up to full. I took one extra hit there than I thought I would, to be honest. But I wasn't in any danger. I also had my Vault Discipline ready and waiting if I would have needed it. Like, I'll fire it off right now. So if I do take any hits, you'll be able to see exactly what I took in terms of regen. So admittedly, again, I did take an extra hit. I wasn't expecting that. But that's okay. Let's just grab these. Just gonna go back a bit. Yeah, I was waiting for that dash. Alright. Took a little bit of extra damage there than I thought I would, but realistically, all you're doing is just kiting back and forth and releasing all of your Volatile Deads at it. Now, admittedly, I could also be focusing on the Detonate Dead damage, which again is really nice. So we'll just finish it off, and off we go. This is a tanky build, and admittedly, too much clutter. So admittedly, a couple of things that you do have to note is this shield is pretty damn good. It was self-crafted, however, it could probably sell for about 7-ish. Wow, I'm really out of everything. About 7-ish exalts or whatever. So just keep that in mind. You probably won't get to 9.5 unless you put in a lot of investment. However, this is still actually cheaper than I'd say a Toxic Rain build, which I'm also doing this league. And Toxic Rain is pretty strong, but this is tanky. Like, you just kind of sit there and you have so much time to like react to things, and it's not too bad. Now, again, I was low energy shield a few times, but I wasn't really worried about it just because I would have enough time to react and actually move every single time. So yeah, rather than going through the rest of those items, again, I'm just going to go over my passive tree. So this is where the fun comes from. Crywolf and Lead by Example. So we have extra Warcry duration, which is what this is. 21 seconds for Rallying Cry, which is insane. And every time that you've every time you do a Warcry within the last 8 seconds, physical damage reduction plus more chance to deal double damage. Now I have 3 of these jewels stacked. So that is a ton of extra Warcry duration plus buff effect. Plus, war cries count as 10 additional nearby enemies, which again stacks even higher. And if you look at the path of building, I do a lot of damage per Volatile Dead. The only reason why we have this is realistically just for the extra discipline, chance to spell block, and I'll show you exactly how much block we have. So in Hideout, no buffs, no nothing, we have 31-31. It's respectable. If we hold this down, we go to 60. If we do that with the war cries, we have nothing else, but we then max out like this. So we have 10% from our quartz for dodge, but then we go almost max out on both block and spell. Now, I could, in a couple levels, again, this is only a level 92 character. I've done quite a bit. We're working on Series 6 right now, so I haven't had a chance, or no, Series 7. I haven't had a chance to actually play it too much. No, Series 6. So we're going through that whole entire process again. But as soon as I gain more levels, I will probably have another one of these. So by the time we reach, what, level 96, we'll have 4 of these. Or I could probably go for something like Master of Fire for the fire exposure with something else on top of that. Something nonsensical, but would affect this build really well. Probably Master Fire and something with a blind, or I don't know. We'll have to take a look at that realistically. But yeah, no, each of these are Crywolf, Lead by Example, Energy Shield or Energy from Naught. Energy from Naught. This one is primarily for spell damage leached as Energy Shield, which is quite nice. Plus increased recovery per second from Energy Shield Leech. And Energy from Naught. So there you have it. It's a pretty standard build, and I think I was correct at this. Yes. So Corpse Pact is the reason why Shield Charge would be really powerful, because every time corpses respawned recently, or no, sorry. Yes, 2% increased attack and cast speed for every or each corpse consumed recently. And because we're consuming a ton of corpses per second, it adds up quite a bit. Anyway, I think that's about it out of all I want to say. This video actually went a little bit longer than I anticipated, but this is a really fun build, and if your computer can handle it, it can take you places. It's really, really fun. And again, this is only level 92. I've done Series 5 with it. I've done similar Arkham up to Wave 19. Wave 20 was a little laggy on my end, so that might be more of a limitation on my computer than anything else. But overall, pretty damn fun. This is probably one of my favorite builds this league. So there you have it. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, literally any questions, I will answer everything. If you guys have looked at my Righteous Fire game guide video, I've answered literally every single comment, negative or positive, any questions, all that. I'm going to do the exact same thing to this. So if you guys have any questions here, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm going to leave a path to building in the description, as well as a link to the original author's forum thread, as well as his path to building, just so you guys can compare. Again, this was a pretty inexpensive. The biggest expense was Shavron's Wraps. I grabbed the base for this. I bought this for about an X. I crafted this, which it's fine as it is. I just wanted the cold resin. I got it. This I've had for about 15 levels, and this was self-crafted. Luckily, probably within about 20 dense fossils and a bunch of perfect fossils. I forget how many I used for that, but overall it wasn't that expensive. The Warcry cluster jewels were pretty inexpensive. Energy of Knots, I self-crafted those, plus Conservation of Energy. I just needed the bases for them. Those are pretty cheap to get right now. And overall, I mean, not too bad. And again, I have to quality up a lot of these jewels and try to go for 2120s. But beyond that, like, this is still level 19 for crying out loud. This character was converted over from a BB character, BB juiced, back when Heraldry and Purposeful Harbinger and all that was not nerfed. I was having a little bit of fun with that. But yeah, no, this character, despite the name, is pretty damn strong. And if your computer can handle it, I would recommend it. So anyways, that's about it. I've dragged on way too long for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel, leave a like on the video, and don't forget the most important part. Have fun.